Congress wants to know what caused two Navy destroyers, the USS John S. McCain and USS Fitzgerald, to crash with merchant ships in the Pacific Ocean. A new government accountability report found that 37% of mission certifications for the Navy's Japan-based destroyers and cruisers had expired in June, up 7% from 2 years ago, and over 2/3 had been expired for at least 5 months.
Why are we allowing those things to happen? We're asking so much of our sailors. We are pushing them on these long deployments. These operational tempos go up.
The GAO also warned that longer deployments, cuts to ship maintenance and training will impact overall readiness. So far this year, there have been 4 major Navy mishaps.
The crews on board those vessels were not as well and frequently trained as previous crews had been.
And some lawmakers worry that the U.S. is asking too much of the Navy.
600 ships in the Reagan era, 100 ships forward deployed. Today, as we speak, 277 ship Navy, still 100 ships forward deployed.
President Trump has proposed expanding the Navy fleet by 30% to about 350 ships. But Congressman Adam Smith argues that strategy does not match the money in the budget.
If you're going to advocate for that much more of a robust force and not put the money behind it, then this is what you're going to get. You're going to get corners cut. Readiness is the first thing to go.
Some members on the House Armed Services Committee are calling on Congress to pass a budget instead of a short-term spending bill, which they say will give the military stability to help with readiness. On Capitol Hill, I'm Michelle Macaluso.
Now, ABC 7 News at 6 on your side.
That's the roof. Yep, there it is.
Listen to your local officials.
People are scared right now.
It's going to be a long road ahead if it hits us.
The intensity of this storm is just remarkable. Hurricane Irma is still a Category 5 storm as it heads towards Florida.
It is absolutely ferocious, and tonight hundreds of thousands of people are being told to leave the state. Now, we're tracking Irma tonight with team coverage for you from Florida, where residents there are boarding up or just getting out, to Virginia, where Florida evacuees are now filling up Interstate 95.
But first, we want to start you out with our chief meteorologist, Doug Hill, with a look at Irma's track right now at 6 o'clock. Doug?
All right, Michelle and John, and it is so said, a powerful storm, sustained winds of 175 miles per hour, moving to the west, northwest at 16 miles per hour. Pressure 922 millibars, about the same as been all day. Now raking across the Turks and Caicos, bound for the Bahamas, the Florida Straits, and eventually somewhere close to South Florida, if not into South Florida directly. The latest track from the Hurricane Center at 5 o'clock has kind of shifted a little bit to the west. And because of that, hurricane warnings across the Bahamas, northern sections of Cuba, hurricane watch South Florida, and a storm surge in interior Florida. Storm surge watch for possible surges of 5 to 10 feet. So this is tough stuff here, possible. Of course, the big question is exactly where will it go? Nobody has the exact answer, but certainly the closer we get, the more likely it is we will see that answer focus somewhere right near the southern tip of Florida. The latest advisory has it shifted just a little more to the west than it was earlier. Don't follow the center line. This envelope kind of shows the possibilities. It could go to the west of Florida, could go to the east, but right now the center of the guidance suggests it may even make landfall and come right over the state. If it happens exactly like that, it means the southern portions of Florida, the entire state, will be simultaneously under hurricane conditions. Right now, South Florida is sunny and breezy, and that's where we find ABC 7's Brad Bell with a lot of nervous people that just want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Doug, that's the big question. Where is this thing going to make landfall? What damage it's going to do? So we're in West Palm Beach. We're right downtown by the city dock, the city park. There's the water over there. The fear is that 5 to 10 foot storm surge is actually going to bring that water up and over the seawall and get into the community here. And take a look at this. They've already got sandbags down here at the community center to try to buy them a little bit more time. And then I want to take you around the corner. Take a look at this saloon. They're boarding up because their concern is wind. Across South Florida, the contrast is striking. It's a postcard day on the Fort Lauderdale beach.
It's beautiful, so that's why I thought I don't have to work, I'll make it to the beach.
But everybody here knows the deadly power of Irma is on the horizon.
This is no joking matter. People need to prepare.
That man was filling sandbags on the beach. Others scramble to hang hurricane shutters or get gas where it can be found. People are lining up for cash at ATMs. Every grocery store is packed, and plywood is fast covering plate glass. Randy Wilcox hopes it's enough to save his pizza shop.
Got to hope for the best. We've been through a bunch of them. Wilma, we were the only ones open after the storm, so we're going to try and do that again. Hopefully it comes in at low tide instead of high tide. We should be a little bit better off.
Well, preparations. Take a look at this at E.R. Bradley Saloon here in West Palm. They got all our furniture piled up. It's tied together. They say it'll be there when the tide comes up, if the tide comes up and the wind blows. But look at this. Downtown West Palm Beach on a Thursday, usually busy. Tonight, it is a ghost town in West Palm Beach. Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.
It's actually good to see. That's 700,000 people now under evacuation orders in Florida.
And it looks like many are listening. This is the Florida Turnpike. You can see it's packed with evacuees, bumper to bumper there, and many of them are coming up our way.
Yeah, we know that because Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Jeff Goldberg joining us live along Interstate 95 in Dale City tonight. That's where he met a lot of Floridians fleeing Irma. And Jeff, you knew that the license plates were from Florida.
And you absolutely said that the trend has been unmistakable. You come in the parking lot at the Dale City County. This is all you're seeing here. Florida license plate, Florida license plate. There's another one right there. Everybody fleeing Hurricane Irma, heading to see family and friends in the safety and the comfort in D.C. or points farther north to stay away from the hurricane. Many of them say they are relieved to get out of the storm's path, but they're also very concerned about what's going to happen back home. Like anyone who has had to flee home on short notice, Katie Skaggs and her family made some tough decisions.
You've got to take the most important things with you and replace everything later.
Skaggs and Kevin Brady both live in Vero Beach, Florida. After going back and forth, they decided yesterday it was time for them and the kids to pack up the car, leave Irma's path, and go stay with family in New York.
You don't want to stay around for something like that. So I'm expecting my house to flood. We're expecting his house to not be there when we get back.
My house, unfortunately, is wood frame construction. With this type of hurricane, really doesn't fare a chance.
All day at the Dale City rest stop in Prince William County, we saw car after car pulling in from Florida, filled with people and pets escaping the hurricane.
The most important is to save my life and my son and my family.
Helen Vermont and her family are driving from Fort Lauderdale to New York, all while thinking of others back home ready to ride out the storm.
I'm still worried for my friends and my co-workers.
Not sure, uncertain.
Valerie and James Purdom left their home in the Florida Keys to stay with family in Maryland. We'll watch Irma and worry.
Not what we're going to walk back into when we go home.
You just pray for the best and prepare for the worst.
And a lot of Floridians we spoke with say they're not only moving out of the state to stay away from the path of the storm, but also have great concerns about what it's going to be like in the aftermath. The shortage potentially of food, of water, and a lot of provisions, a lot of concern there. But of course, the biggest concern, in addition to property, is worried about those family and friends who are going to be riding out the storm in Florida. Live in Prince William County, Jeff Goldberg, ABC.
Death and destruction left behind by Irma in the Caribbean. Look at this latest video. 3 people now confirmed dead in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This video from the British Virgin Islands, and it shows the strength of the hurricane. And in the small island of Barbuda, officials say the island is now uninhabitable. And we see the video, 95% of the structures down. The entire place flat now. You can track Irma's path as it heads towards Florida and then up the East Coast. Just download the ABC 7 weather app for your smartphone or iPad, and we'll go live to ABC 7 in Florida coming up in just about 10 minutes.
In other news now, President Trump is leaving open the option of military action in Syria. The president was asked about tensions with Pyongyang during his news conference today. Here's what he said.
I would prefer not going the route of the military, but it's something that could happen. I don't put my negotiations on the table. Unlike past administrations, I don't talk about them. But I can tell you that North Korea is behaving badly, and it's got to stop.
The president also said that a U.S. attack would be, quote, a very sad day for North Korea. North Korea conducted its sixth and most powerful nuclear test on Sunday. Pyongyang claims that it tested but